Hey guys, my name is Brandon Wiley. I'm currently the president of Arctic Quarters, and I wanted to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about myself. I am Brandon Wiley, as I said. I graduated from the University of Gonzaga in 2009 with a bachelor's degree in accounting. And let me tell you a little about why we're here today. All of us happen to be at the same ski lodge in Boulder, Colorado on January 12th. 2011, and we're standing in line waiting to go up the mountain. We all started talking about where we went to school because all of us were recently, obviously, graduating college, and talking about where we live freshman and sophomore year. And the topic came about how we didn't really like the way we didn't like where we lived. The dorms were kind of bad. So we just started talking about if we wanted to create better housing for freshmen. And I'll introduce the rest of my team.
Hi, I'm Jake Robinson. I joined the company in 2011 and I'm 21 years old. My major is business management and I got a bachelor's degree in business management from the University of West Georgia, and I majored in finance at the University of Penn State.
My name is Caleb Wortham. I've been with the company Arctic Quarters since 2011. We all joined it. And I got my degree in marketing from Duke University. And
Okay. And my name is Zhejia Liang, and I got my finance degree at Colorado State University, and I joined this company in 2011.
Hi everyone, my name is Qishan Li. I did this programs when we trainees, and I graduated from University of Georgia and both in China, Zhongnan University, and the major of financial.
So talking about the executive summary, our main goal of Arctic Quarters is to provide the best accommodation to each student and while maintaining a safe environment. Definitely here at West Georgia we need to obtain a safe environment. The next kind of main point we want to have for the dorms is to make it more like the apartment style. When you go into Center Point or the Oaks, you walk in, there's just one room where you have 2 roommates, one bed, and a bathroom. So you don't have too much privacy. We want to create that wall in between y'all so you have a little more privacy. We want to, also in Center Point and the Oaks, they're kind of more renovated than Bowden and Stroud and all that. We want to make sure that all of them kind of look the same, just like the apartment. So there's no, oh, I have to get Center Point or I have to get the Oaks because those are better than Bowden or whatnot. We just want to make it like no discretion between each one. We want to, like I said, minimize the difference. And the way we're going to advertise this is all in North Georgia because that's where most of the students go to West Georgia, is from North Georgia to air TV commercials, and also to hand out like ads of what we're going to do to the dorms at local restaurants like 302, Pub, the Tavern. Now I'm going to hand off to Jake to talk about the company's background.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about how we came about as a company. Arctic Quarters was born in 2011, like we said, with the original founder being Brandon Wiley. Brandon grew up snowboarding the mountains in his hometown, Boulder, Colorado. He was a recent college graduate, so he wanted to do his part to help improve the living conditions on universities nationwide. The city of Colorado, well, the city of Boulder was so warm and inviting that Brandon wanted to incorporate this sense of belonging into a company, and that's how we started. We started off small, but we have since grown to meet the needs of our customers through excellent customer service. We now have we provide consulting services to 27 campuses nationwide and have helped construct 192 dorms across these campuses. We make sure every customer is happy. We have strong willpower, and we want the customers to be happy, and we'll do everything in our power to make that happen. All of our founders have been students in college, so we know what it's like to be in college. We do our best to just try to relate to the kids. That way we can help suit them better. We send surveys to students, current students, incoming students, and recent alumni to try to get their input on some renovations that can be made to the living quarters that they would like to see. we're constantly learning and growing as a company. We have the knowledge and willpower to get things done and get it done right. So if you put your faith in Arctic Quarters, we will never leave you out in the cold.
All right. Thank you, Jake. For our statement of need, first thing is to refurbish the older dorms. The housing and residence life at the University of West Georgia has been a great auxiliary service for years that has provided housing to freshmen and even people other than freshmen that just want to stay on campus throughout their college careers. Housing has provided plenty of dorms and renovated at the time, and including a new dorm complex about 3 years ago called the Oaks for strictly freshmen. Housing is made up of 22 full-time employees along with student employees such as the resident assistants or RAs that live on each hall of every dorm. Housing can hurt themselves sometimes, however, by getting themselves into a big amount of debt by funding other departments around campus. Students have generally always lived around campus, however, and since the housing has been around, students from in and out of the state come into West Georgia and they stay on campus. Housing likes to see eye to eye with their students, and staff does their best to interact with students, which makes up their internal audience. The customers, like future students and parents along with competitors such as off-campus living and other schools, make up the external audience. Housing interacts with other schools by calling them, going on the road and setting up housing events with these other schools to try and lure these students into the University of West Georgia, to have them stay on their campus, show them what's so great about it, and make them stay around and get their education here. Now, why do you need us? You can expect to have the most comfortable living quarters and most spacious housing here from Arctic Quarters at the University of West Georgia. We'd like to refurbish the older dorms to make them more appealing for students. We look to expand campus and make more total housing available because there's more and more freshmen piling in each year. Students will live in a bigger community if campus is expanded. It's possible to live in an apartment-style complex, give everybody their own split-up rooms, their own split-up living quarters, kitchenette. We can make more activities available inside these dorms, such as game rooms, study rooms, bigger study rooms, and etc. We can use the community to get more students to go with us, such as the advertisements as Brandon has stated, advertised through North Georgia, even expanded into South Georgia, it may quite possibly. Students will benefit from this change, and the housing sees more of a benefit as well. More funds will come in, and thus that would dig West Georgia out of their $90 million debt that they are racked up. Parents will see the students benefiting and enjoying college, thus making them more comfortable and quite possibly sending in the students' younger siblings to West Georgia. Stakeholders will see a change on campus that will be a great success and will give attention nationwide throughout word of mouth or letterheads that will be sent out. Students must have a place to stay with more and more freshmen coming in as stated before, and that has been a big problem for West Georgia in the past. The stakeholders want to see the change, and they want to see success by the students, and the students want to be comfortable in the environment. UWG can no longer accept the crowded space on campus, and something must be done soon in the future. Pipe leaks and other unsafe dorm living conditions have been a problem in the past on campus, which has caused West Georgia to move some of their students into hotels and other off-campus places in the past due to things like that, and that can't be done. All dorms should be up to par. All dorms should be kept up and in a safe everybody should be in a safe living environment. Arctic Quarters is the best choice for UWG because we may create a better living environment. I know as a former college student what students would like to see and how they'd like to live in their environment, and it all starts with renovations and expansion. Remember, we won't leave you out in the cold.
Thank you, Caleb. And this is internal and external communication part, and I will introduce what types of communication the Housing and Residence Law Department is using, and briefly introduce the SWOT analysis based on it. For their internal part, they currently relies on email to communicate with their employees, but we suggest that email can't be the single way to communicate within the organization. They may need more face-to-face talk. And for their external part, they also rely currently on email to communicate best with universities and other departments. And when we were talking about how they can communicate with students, they said that the resident assistant will knock on the students' doors or wait outside the classroom or email them, but how they will use these ways depend on the situation and need. And also they will use the website to provide information or make announcement. And now let's talk about these strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. All of these are based on our SWOT analysis. And strengths are that they communicate well and keeping a good relationship with the other departments and universities, and they also advertise well when go out on the road to recruit for University of West Georgia. And the weaknesses are that they may need more face-to-face talk, and opportunities are that they can do more student leader training to have students know how to handle different situations, and also they can benefit from putting more money into traditional media kind of communications and less in the road shows. And threats are that there are many off-campus apartments which have lower rentals and better decorations that can attract students to live in. And when we were doing the comparative analysis, and we found that they can focus more on social media, like the Georgia Southern University or the Columbus State University by using Facebook and Twitter. And we also find that you can make an improvement like the Latter University to post stuff information on the website. So when students went into trouble, they can know who they are going to look for help. Okay, and next section is for Lee to introduce the recommendations.
Thank you, Jada. Let me introduce the recommendation of University of Georgia Housing Department. As a company established by 5 students, article creator has provided housing solution for a variety of students in different universities. And after talking with housing departments, customers, and analyzing their situations, we found 3 different parts about them to serve such purpose. And the first part is about improved housing department images. And we came up with two recommendations about it. You see the first important about the recommendations, and our first recommendation is about student safety. Since there are so many shooting accidents happen near our dorms, and more students feel unsafe and for their living. So our members have planted a plan to establish a system to connect every dorms and every staff and every students who live in the dorms. And we make this system as an app. And if students or administrator, whoever has some problems, they can use the app to report their situation to the school police. And the school police can come to solve such problems as soon as possible. And most, we can search the report, and in that we can do some things to prevent safe wastage. And the second recommendation is about improve the effect of our housing department staff. We'll send some students to the housing departments and let them do something to make the staff hard. And after these challenges, they give the judgment to the staff and let them know who can be stay in the housing department and others should leave. And about second department, it was increasing students' enrollment. And this is the main important point of the second part. We still came up with 2 recommendations about it. And meeting face-to-face with students rather than send email or news mails to students make them feel they're welcome. And we could possibly provide some type of reward. For example, we can have some housing provides like a mirror for girls who has a contract at the right time. And we can also have weekly option meeting to get to know everyone in the hall. And the second recommendation is about organizing more fun activities, let students involved, and using festival days to organizing fun activities. And these activities can audit by students, make them feel they are the dorm owner, and make the housing department is not a department belongs to university, but belongs to students themselves. And the last part is about developing the effect external communication to degree image. And that's the second part, an important point about it. And there still have two recommendations. The first recommendation is increasing housing department activity communication. Our company plans to advertising for housing specific on television channel in Georgia, and as well as promoting heavier on social media. And we believe that it's imperative that we can get the word out to as many high school students to know our on-campus life. And the second recommendation is about raising money. It's about raising money by doing some advertising for housing department, and it also can enlarge the influence in our university. We can add some commercial ads from some restaurants, store near our school who are ready to pay for it, because housing department staff can go to the dorm or somewhere else that the dorm staff can come in. So at the same time, we can add our advertising as a different page of the poster, and we can pay nothing to extend our ad and earn some money to do better for our publics. Thank you. And next thing.
Okay, first one. Just real quick, I'd like to show you guys a picture of what we're trying to do here, what we're trying to make the campus look like or look similar to. This right here is something similar we'd like to turn into the older dorms on campus. We would like them to look something similar to this, maybe not as big, maybe not as many of these, but it would definitely be beneficial if Arctic Quarters could come together and get with you guys about possibly turning in the older dorms into these style, apartment style living quarters on campus. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Jake to have everything wrapped up.
Alright, so just kind of to wrap things up, we really believe that adding Arctic Quarters Consulting to any one of your departments, no matter how big or small the project is a great idea. Our strong work ethic and our willpower to succeed, that helps us drive the company in the right direction. We will not stop until the company is satisfied, no matter how long it takes. We hope to increase efficiency while keeping customers of the department satisfied. We're so confident in the fact that we can improve the department that we're offering a 50% refund if you're not 100% satisfied with the service that you receive. We believe that we can fix virtually any issue, and we're willing to back that up. As an extra incentive to do business with us, we're offering a 10% discount if you purchase our services within the next 60 days. We look forward to discussing this proposal with you in the future, and thank you so much for your time. And remember, when you go to Arctic Quarters, we will never leave you out in the cold.
All right. Do we have some questions for this team?
I have a question. It's a two-parter. The first thing I would definitely like to hear more. You guys were fantastic. Your presentation was awesome. The first thing I would like to know is more about the customized floor plans. I like the fact that you guys said y'all were going to change up the floor plans in some of these apartments and dorms. And then the second thing, Caleb brought up was the maintenance and keeping up with these apartments. Are you guys prepared to get could you guys set us up and hire us a maintenance man to do all this punch out work?
It's quite possible that we could. We came here not with any kind of budget right now. We're just pitching our ideas to you guys. But if we look and see what kind of funds we have, and you guys are definitely on board with us, then we could definitely look into getting you a maintenance man. We've done so with our other universities. Some of our other universities, some didn't want any. But I think it's quite possible that a maintenance man, if West Georgia, if the housing life would want it, I think it's quite possible we could set you up.
Of course, we could afford it.
Okay, yes.
What risks are involved if we use
I think that there's not too many risks involved. I mean, we've had of the 27 campuses we've worked on, the 192 dorms that have been brought up or rebuilt, we've had almost zero complaints. We've had nobody come back and say, hey, we want our money back, you didn't do this right. Nothing was set up this way. We've had satisfactory answers throughout our time at Arctic Quarters, and we look to continue that to be a better organization, and we look to expand our organization to satisfy the University of West Georgia.
And touching back on that 50% refund that I spoke about, we've never had to do a full refund. They paid for most of the services either way, just because we've helped improve efficiency within the department. So we've never really had any serious issues. So we're very trustworthy as a company. Yes.
How much time and/or effort will be needed to put these recommendations in place?
We like to start pretty, 6 months into building these dorms because, for example, the cottages here were built in a matter of 2 months, and people that lived there said that the quality of it wasn't very good. So we like to start at least 6 months or to a year prior to building these dorms, so make sure it has everything that we said it would have.
Are there any other questions?
Why should we trust you? Did somebody ask that question already? Okay. Why should we trust you to improve our organization now and into the future?
Kind of touching back on, she asked a question similar, not the same question, but we've been very successful through 27 campuses and constructing those 192 dormitories. So we've never had to do a refund.
You're credible. You're credible.
Very credible. Our work shows that we can be trusted because we've completed every single assignment with positive feedback on all of them.
Sounds
And
very
always
convincing.
on time.
All right, any other questions for team number 7? All right, thank you. Oh, one thing. Your team passed out something, and we aren't sure what it is. Could you please let us know what you passed out?
It was the PowerPoint. We kind of use that intro as our way of like, here's what we are, here's how you won't forget us, and the PowerPoint kind of shows like you'll remember the name, you can get in touch with us that way throughout there.
Okay, thank you.